Hello to everyone. So I decided to do a little clip after a while and describe what I'm working on at the moment. It's more like an experiment or kind of in progress pattern, but it's a little embroidery piece that mostly uses goldwork materials and techniques, but also some other beads. And at the moment I'm reusing a material that I definitely wouldn't want to waste, which is silk taffeta that has been stabilized, so it has a stabilizer fabric behind it, this kind of iron-on option, and it's really nice and sturdy like a drum. And so here I have a little messy surface with two options. It's purl, but it has a slightly different color variation, and also let's say the kind of overall view of it being like a little bead, a super tiny bead, is also slightly different. With the more golden one, I see the separate kind of rounds in the spiral more as beads, a little bit more round. And with the other one, that's a little more lighter or pale in the color. It's more like a spiral wire. Also, that one is a bit stiffer. So basically, if you order a material like that, this purl, it really depends on the physical characteristics, in a sense that they don't act the same, all of them. And for me, I like the softer versions usually, because it's just easier to place it, and especially if the design is kind of has many corners or something like that, it's just way easier to bend it. So I'm going to use the more golden one at the moment, and I have a little piece where I have already stretched it. So I'm just gonna go over it a little bit that it wouldn't be wonky, because this one really is very malleable. It's super easy to shape it, because sometimes I even shape it before I put it on the fabric, so that it would just end up being more precise, especially when this purple is stiffer. And so first step is that I check if the ending is clean. So if I see some tiny piece there, I'm going to cut it off. So on this silk, very sturdy base, I have attached a small piece of felt so that it would still be a little bit more sculptural, which is the usual thing with gold work, that areas are raised. And I'm just slightly going to bend it at the moment. And basically what I sometimes do is that I spot the corner where I'm actually going to twist it, and so I already do it before I start attaching it here. Okay, so this at the moment seems pretty precise, the location of it. And also I make sure that the wire doesn't twist or turn into the angles that I don't want, so maybe a little bit like twisting it so that I know that it's not gonna be a problem when I put it here. And so I have already threaded the needle, and I'm just going to start somewhere from the beginning, but actually not the first kind of, not the actual start of it, because I tend to find it easier when I start with maybe like a fourth or fifth turn, not turn, I don't know how to say, basically the gap in the wire, so that it is not the start, because the start usually, I mean, it's not easy to fix it there. So, and I know you can like kind of turn it also, so that you end up at the right place or the beginning, but still my kind of system is that I start somewhere a little bit further. Also now I'm gonna check again if this ending matches, and so I'm gonna fix it here. And now I'm going to come back to the beginning. And this is actually the first round that I have to do. The first gap in the spiral. And so the first part should be secured a little bit more densely, let's say. So I definitely catch both, like the first and the second. Sometimes I even go over the first one again. Yeah, depending also how big the gaps are. So I'm even, just for security, going over the first again, because it's pretty crucial that it stays put and nicely aligns with the ending. So at the moment the start of it is pretty secure, and I can continue with the shape. And so I wouldn't say that it takes much time comparing different techniques. Maybe the only thing is that if the design has kind of difficult outlines, that it's not a line or like an oval shape or something, but kind of changes a lot, then I feel that it takes a lot more, and yeah, it's not that easy to maybe make it perfect if it has kind of like square shapes, for example. This last project that I also made a video clip about, this kind of mandala style. Well, it is the initial point or aim of it is far from a mandala, but it looks a bit like that to people. So there it had also a lot of letters to do in this kind of technique, and so this outlining of letters was not that easy, especially because they have like a square shape, and so with with tweezers I really try to be precise, but yeah, I'm not totally content with the outcome. But yeah, also maybe I should have chosen like another type of purl, something that's a bit softer, because I tried two different ones, and so one of them was a little easier to work with, but the other one was kind of stiff, and so the thing is, like, with the stiffness, you actually do not know it before you get it, because I understand that there is no measurement for it. So just by the manufacturer, you can understand what it is if you have a previous experience ordering from the same brand, but maybe like a different online shop. Yeah, unfortunately for me, where I'm mostly based, there are no options to go to a store and see these goldwork materials in real life. So I have to rely on the fact that I get something proper. And instead of tweezers at the moment, yes, I was using my nails, because it's pretty convenient to like get these corners like that and shapes. And so I'm continuing with outline. And in these places where there's more curvature, or this kind of like sculpting of the wire in that sense, I try to do a bit denser attachments of the thread, so that it would definitely keep the shape of it. But in places where it's a little bit more like just a line, I'm maybe skipping like one or two of these rounds, because especially when, I mean, this thing is, for example, going to be framed, and nobody's ever going to touch it, or shift the fabric, then I think it's not that important to like overdo it, in a sense that it's just super densely secured, because it's not gonna be worn or used in any way, and it's enough that this really stays nicely in place. Now let's say like 4 millimeters gap where it is just a line is already kind of enough. And before the ending, going to cut it off. So at the moment, there's also a little like extra piece that I tried to get rid of, and it seems to align pretty well with the beginning. And the next step and the next video is going to be me attaching small pieces of another goldwork material, bright check, and so we're going to have this kind of little sparkly golden surface, like a triangular shaped little surface that actually will repeat 4 times. And I've already done this sample in some other colors and more in the silver palette. But now I want to see the kind of effect of the difference and also measure the materials a little bit more precisely, because I'm planning to use it as a workshop sample. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this little clip was enjoyable and you got some kind of tips from it. Bye bye!